I'd like to talk a little bit about this panel that I've drawn today because I think it's interesting to see how I approached the speedlines in this. Because drawing this by hand would be a fucking pain, honestly. So I want to show you how I did it. But before, I would like to talk about like the idea behind it. So she's rocking back and forth very heavily, of course. So how could I approach this? I used a circular ruler for this to have this motion, right? And the idea is basically you have an end pose here and a start pose, or rather, this is the start pose, this is the end pose. And then you interpolate with speed lines in between. And you even have like almost a ghost of a third pose in here in the middle, which helps selling the motion even more. You also might notice that Gris's jacket is normally filled completely black, but in this I have just used strokes, and this is to make it more dynamic, because like a filled shape with black will look way less dynamic than having the motion of the lines in here and just basically hatching it to make it look black. Another thing you will notice is that there's actually no line art in there. Like even her body outline is drawn with strokes that follow the curve. And all these little things will help making it look more dynamic. So, how did I do it? I'm not gonna lie, I discovered the technique today. Because at first I was drawing it freehand. You can see it here a bit. Like this part here is made freehand. But I thought there has to be an easier way, and there happened to be one. So let me go on a second canvas here. And this was basically my sketch. So I have one Gracia, and then I would just want to interpolate between those. The cool thing is there is a concentric circle ruler in Clip Studio. If you go on the ruler icon, special ruler, and then in the drop-down menu, you have a bunch of things that you can play with, but we are going to look at the concentric circle. The way it works is you basically just click somewhere in your canvas and you've created the ruler. And all your strokes will draw around this point that you've sent. And this is, of course, really handy for exactly this type of motion. So, what I then did is I basically just used a brush that has like size dynamic that like can get really small but also really thick. I will link the brush in the description of the Patreon post. And then I just let me check. Oh yeah, I have to go on the layer with the ruler, or of course say it should be visible in all layers, the ruler. So now it aligns with the ruler. So what I did is I basically just first did like the line art, and as I said before, there's like not actual line art, but thicker, smaller strokes to like symbolize the line art basically. And I'm trying to go like from thick to thin to to show the motion that it is rocking in this direction and then stopping here, basically, as opposed to starting here and going like in this direction. So something like this. And you want to have some bigger strokes here, some smaller ones, but try to make it look in a way that it's not too samey, I guess. Like if you have like a lot of lines that are like the same height or length, and then you have like lines that are longer but all the same length as well, this will look stiff. So if you make some lines smaller, some lines longer, another smaller again, this looks more dynamic. So yeah, let's say this is good for like a basic outline here, and then I went to another layer and just add those strokes in between to give the effect of gradation, like of a feel of the black jacket. And that's basically how it works. So have fun trying it.